If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or any cheap PC games, check the referral link in the description down below. It'll take you to G2A and you can use the code CHES at checkout for an extra discount. Don't forget to download the Gamer Saloon app from your Android or Apple store. Go and win yourself some money playing your favourite games. Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again and welcome to episode number 37 of the Wolfsburg CM series here on FIFA 16. We start with a game away from home against Fortuna Düsseldorf. They're sat mid-table at present but are a decent side and could cause us a few problems if they decide to play to their very best today, to their potential. They're playing a 4-4-2 though, so it's a very basic formation. I was hoping I was going to be able to try and pull apart. It's quite a simple formation to play in between the lines with. So obviously our 4-2-3-1, if we could play to our max potential, then we too could cause them quite a few problems and try and get ourselves a victory to move us further up the Bundesliga table. We're going to start on the offensive as well very early on in the opening couple of minutes. Luis Gustavo gets this across to Javier Pastore. He's going to brush past the defender, gets a little bit lucky with the bait, it pops back up to him, but when something bobbles like that in front of you, it just has to be hit. Unfortunately, he couldn't quite find the back of the net, but the Argentine was involved again here. Going to play a nice little 1-2 with Julian Draxler. Again, a little bit of space, and when I have a bit of space from there, from the edge of the box, I always have to hit those as well, but again, can't quite find his range, Javier Pastore. I was hoping after the first one, he'd have got his eye in and would have been able to find the target with that second one. Sadly, not to be. So, a little bit later on, we're still on the attack. Javier Pastore across to Andre Schürrle. You see the run down the channel made by Alvaro Morata. Brilliant turn inside, tries to get the finesse shot in, but again, well blocked by the defender. Unfortunately, the CPU this year on FIFA 16 are always getting men in between you and the goal when you want to have shots. It's incredibly frustrating, but they can have their first chance of the game as a whole here at the start of the second half. Meteb into the teammate to play the 1-2, and he lets rip with a phenomenal strike. There's nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. A wonderful hit, and they're 1-0 up inside the first 5 minutes of the second half, and they went ultra defensive, and it took until the last 5 minutes or so before we were able to have another chance. A terrible attempted lob ball over the top there, gives the ball straight back to them, but we continue to put pressure on them high up the pitch, so we're playing on ultra attack. As you can see, Luis Gustavo wins it back. Andre Schürrle quickly into Alvaro Morata, gets it into Schürrle again. A bit of space for a shot, but again, trying to work some space in the box, but the defenders are right there in between him and the ball, but it does very, very kindly drop to Alvaro Morata. He quite kindly for me, and quite luckily for me, sweeps it home into the bottom corner. We scrape a draw against Fortuna Düsseldorf, a game that we dominated the first half in and then just couldn't quite find the breakthrough in the second, so we were hoping for better fortunes in the Champions League, although to be fair, we're already through in the Champions League and have already gotten top of the group table status with the 15 points so far from the opening 5 games. 5 wins from 5 games. I would have preferred that sort of form in the league, to be completely honest, and I would have been quite happy with just scraping through second in the group. But well, never mind. It appears to be going a lot better for us in Europe than it does in the Bundesliga right now. We're able to beat Chelsea hands down very easily, but can't beat teams like Fortuna Düsseldorf. It's very, very strange that European football seems to play completely different to Bundesliga football in game. Obviously in real life it is completely different to domestic football, but in the game for some reason I'm finding it so much easier to play in the Champions League than I am in the Bundesliga, and I can't quite put my finger on as to why. But Sofiane Feghouli is going to get us off to a great start here after 8 minutes. That is a wonderful finish, a cross goal into the far bottom corner. Couldn't have asked for a better start, and again, fantastic football in the Champions League. Seems to be going just so much easier for us in Europe than it is domestically, and I have no idea why. A really poor shot from Beric there from them. That was their first chance of the game. Not necessarily going to cause me any sort of problems with chances like that. Luis Gustavo's on the ball here from the free kick, and not far away actually with a left-footed shot from distance, to giving us a 2-0 lead and really giving us a commanding stature in this game, and really looking like we're going to get 6 wins from 6. But with only 1-0 being the scoreline, it could go either way. Obviously it's not the most secure of scorelines, but a lovely through ball from Luis Gustavo here into Sofiane Feghouli. He scored from a similar angle earlier on, but we're going to work it back in towards Morata. Across to Gustavo again, and he tries to place it in the bottom corner rather than just putting his foot through it. Unfortunately, he isn't able to give us that 2-0 lead that we crave so far. Obviously, it only takes one decent counter-attack, and Saint-Etienne can get themselves back into it. We're still working the ball about really nicely, though. Morata into Çalhanoğlu. He gets it down the line to Rodriguez, who's come on here as a substitute. Stands it up towards the back post, but the keeper just picks it off. And I've tried that a few times this season to just put enough height on it that it will actually go over the goalkeeper, but I haven't yet been able to perfect that sort of cross. Alvaro Morata, though, has perfected scoring in that sort of situation so far this season. and that gives us the 2-0 scoreline that we've been so desperate for so far in this game. Really confident that we're going to run out winners from this one now as well, with only 15 minutes to go, and it looks like we're going to get 6 wins from 6 in the Champions League. Yet we're sat solidly mid-table in the Bundesliga. Baffling, absolutely baffling. If you've got any ideas as to why the Champions League, or if you're maybe experiencing the same, as Iñaki Williams makes it 3-0 before the end, if you're experiencing the same, let me know, because I don't know whether I'm just, whether this is just a one-off, because I'm using the same tactics as I am in the Chelsea series, and the Chelsea series is going so much better, but here at Wolfsburg just doesn't seem to be working for me, and I just don't know why. We tried to address it in the summer between first and second season by bringing in Alvaro Morata, and he plays very, very well, but we just aren't scoring the goals. We'll hope, though, to turn that around in this third game of the season, second Bundesliga, third game of the episode, second Bundesliga game of the episode, although it is in the snow at home, so not necessarily going to be an easy game. They're playing at a 4-1-2-1-2, very narrow formation, as you can see, with a CDM, 2 centre mids, and then a cam. So I was hoping if I got the ball wide, we'd be able to work some nice opportunities, and that's what we did in the opening couple of seconds. As you can see, Draxler then back into the middle to Fekir, gets it out of his feet, draws a good save at the goalkeeper, though not able to give us an early lead the same way that Feghouli did in the game in the Champions League. We'll try and get ourselves in front, though, if we can, continuing to be on the attack. Pastore to Luis Gustavo, across here to Feghouli, who does have that space out wide. He's going to turn inside the defender here, gets forced backwards, though, by the second defender, and then has the shot on the left foot, but he's not that strong on his left side, and I couldn't quite pull it far enough across to get it on target, and unfortunately it went wide of the goal. But just 5 minutes later, we're going to have another chance. Andre Schürrle, his corner technique has worked quite well so far, gets the deflection and drops to Niklas Schürrle, the defender. Unfortunately, though, on the spin, his left-footed shot, again on his weaker side, couldn't find the target. So Aaron Johansson plays through Fritz here, and he's going to just play it back to Aaron Johansson, who smashes it into the back of the net. Werder Bremen's first chance of the game, and they're 1-0 in front. Just my luck this year in the Bundesliga, to be completely honest. We're on the attack again here as we pick it off from a rather poor through ball attempted from their back line. Fekir gets it into Draxler, he dances around the defender, gets it into Luis Gustavo, space out wide again. A brilliant reaction save from the goalkeeper means that we still can't get the first goal of the game for ourselves. We were able, though, in the first game to get ourselves an equaliser late on, and we'll be hoping to do the same a little bit earlier in this one. Feghouli is going to turn inside again here, but gets tackled. Could have played it back to the defender, or to the man that took the corner there, Pastore, but instead I looked for the man inside, hoping it was going to be, someone like Nabil Fekir, etc. It wasn't. It was Niklas Schürrle, my centre-back, getting involved again in the attacking third of the pitch, and again, a rather tame effort from the centre-back. Feghouli driving inside here, this time going central, across to Fekir, plays it around the corner, again in the box, hoping it would be someone like Fekir who played the pass to him, or Feghouli, or Schürrle. Nope, it's Schürrle, the centre-back, again, being the most forward person in the box, and again, a rather poor finish. Ricardo Rodriguez has his first shot blocked here, gets it back though, a little bit of space again on the left-hand side, so try and find that bottom corner, but can't quite get it on target, drifts just past that far post. We still can't find ourselves an equaliser. Late on again in this one, looking like things might go the same way as the Fortuna Dusseldorf game. There's so much space here for Schürrle to run into, we play him through, so he's just going to place it in the bottom corner. An atrocious attempted finish from Andre Schürrle. We stay 1-0 down, we lose the game. The level of I just can't. We take 2 steps forward and then take 1 step back. I cannot understand why we have the same calibre of chances in the league as we do in the Champions League. In the Champions League, we score 3. In the league, we can't score a single goal. I don't understand. We had the same problems last year at Wolfsburg, and we thought we'd rectified it at the beginning of the season, and now we're slipping back into old habits. I'm playing with the same formation, with the same level of quality of player, with the same overall tactics as the Chelsea series. It works in Europe, but in the Bundesliga, nothing. I don't understand. Hopefully, we can go on a Dortmund-esque second half of the season from last year, this year, and last year in real life this year, and we'll be able to get ourselves up towards the top of the table. But that's going to bring today's episode to a close, guys. Apologies for the frustrating football in the Bundesliga. In the Champions League, though, 6 wins from 6 and storming the Champions League group. So we'll try and blend that sort of form into our league football. And hopefully you guys can help me come up with some sort of solution. But for now, it's going to bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check the channel page for anything we missed over the past few days. All the links on screen are available in the description as well, to my Twitch, my Twitter, my Instagram, and to the No Identity Clothing store as well. And I'll see you next time.